Hi guys, so welcome back to my channel, and for today's video, as you can tell by the title, it's something a little bit different. It's actually a Q&A video on my surgery experience in South Korea, and as many of you guys already know, I had a breast augmentation surgery almost a year ago when I was living in Korea, and I decided it was about time that I did a Q&A video for everyone who had a lot of questions that wanted to be answered to see how my surgery experience went and how it currently is going. So I actually have some questions here on my Instagram account that I requested about 2 days ago, I think, and I have quite a few questions from you guys, so I'm just going to start right off into the first question. Okay, so first we have, what types of surgeries have you gotten? Do you regret any of them? I haven't had any additional surgeries aside from my breast augmentation surgery. If I did have any other surgery, I would let you guys know because I like sharing my experience and stuff like that. So it's just the one surgery that I have had. And so far, I do not at all regret my surgery. I'm very happy with the results. And even 1 year later, I have absolutely nothing to complain about. Okay, second question. I was wondering how much the surgery cost or the average price you've heard of for breast augmentations. Like in my original surgery videos, I always shared my cost with you guys. It was around $8,000 USD, but that also was because I was currently, well, not currently, but at the time, a resident in South Korea, so they didn't have costs like room and board and care for overseas foreigners, since I had a home and was residing in Korea at the time. For tourism within Korea for surgery, usually the cost would be more expensive, so you're looking at about $10,000 to maybe $12,000 depending on the clinic. But like I said, I had to pay only around $8,000 because I was living there. Number 3. Do they feel real or weird? Have you had any recent problems with them? Do you need to get checkups with a doctor after you have done the surgery? They don't feel weird at all. I actually was explaining this to my friends last night. It feels like when you're on your period and your boobs naturally become more firm. That's what it feels like, except always. So it's not really super unnatural feeling, at least for me. It's totally normal, and I honestly didn't notice a difference in weight or anything after I had the surgery. And I still don't. It feels quite natural on me, so there's no complaints or anything odd there. When you get a breast augmentation surgery, it is required to get checkups around 1 month after. So once a week you go into the clinic and you get a checkup. For surgery, like if you were going to South Korea for the surgery, you would have to stay a long period of time just because you should get checkups within the first month. So that's something to consider if you are planning on going international for your surgery. It is recommended to get checkups by your doctor, but you don't have to go to the surgery clinic to do that. So whenever you go for a full body physical, you should tell your doctor that you have had a breast augmentation surgery, and they will just feel around to make sure there's no lumps or anything that seems off inside of it or pain. That's something you can do at your family doctor, so like I said, it doesn't require you to have to go to your actual plastic surgeon. Next question on Instagram is, what are the risks involved? Are they permanent? Nowadays, breast implants are more towards the permanent side. I know a lot of people have the common misconception that when you get a breast augmentation surgery, you have to get them removed at 10 to 15 years. But because the method of creating the implants has advanced so much, there isn't as high of a risk of the implant rupturing, and if it does rupture, because it's a special type of silicone gel within it, the gel will not leak out or move or anything. It will be the exact same shape. So generally, breast implants these days are more towards the permanent side unless there's a complication that occurs, but that is still pretty rare. Of course, you can't like have them in for 60 years. That's probably impossible, so eventually you're gonna have to get them removed, but that's something you probably won't have to do till a very, very long time down the road, which probably is over 15 years. But there's no guarantees on a set timeline. Everyone's body is different and can react differently, so that is something you have to think about before you take the jump into a breast augmentation surgery. Of course, there are a lot of risks involved when you are going under for a surgery. You know, that's something that happens with any surgery, just not plastic surgery. Whenever you get put under with anesthesia, there are complications that can occur. There are risks you take, but that's something you should check with your doctors and make sure you're going to a clinic that you trust and you're in a hospital that you can trust and you know that they have all the right equipment to save your life if something bad happens. But a breast augmentation surgery is very, very easy to conduct. It's very fast. It's about 1 to 2 hours max. So it really isn't something that has that high of a life-threatening risk. But once again, all surgeries are technically life-threatening, so you should consider that also. What country did you get them done in? Like I've said many times, I had my surgery done in South Korea because I was living there. Next question is, how are they feeling months after the surgery? And how is the scarring? The scarring is pretty good for 1 year post-op. I scar easily though, so I get what is known as PI, or post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation. So whenever I get any type of inflammation on my skin, I generally get a bruised looking mark or a discoloration of the skin that can last quite a few months. I have this problem mostly when I break out, so even if I don't touch a pimple, I will have a scar for a few months after. And similar with some types of cuts and burns. I actually burned myself a couple days ago and now it's all brown and it's probably gonna leave a scar for almost a year. So I have the same thing on my scar, except it's finally starting to fade away, so I can start to see the white of the scar. But this is something I'm going to be showing you guys in my next surgery update video, which is going to be coming in a month or 2 months time, because it will be exactly 1 year by then. So I will show you guys my scar and the breasts from different angles and everything and let you know how those are doing. So please subscribe if you want to see that video in a month. For tenderness wise, like I said before, it's just like when you get your period and your breasts swell before or during your period. It's a bit firm and tender, but still for me it feels quite natural, so I don't have any problems with that. Next question is it hard to find bras that are comfortable after your surgery? Well, for the first few months, I couldn't wear actual bras. I could only wear sports bras. But that is something I personally already did. I find sports bras to be a lot more comfortable in general, especially if I'm not wearing any outfit that requires a lot of support. So I personally prefer wearing sports bras, but on certain days I do like to wear a push-up, and that is something that I can do now. The only thing that was difficult about wearing bras was that I had to buy all new bras. So it was kind of hard to figure out what my new size was and that sort of thing. And I fit differently into different styles of bras. So with push-up bras, I'm a bit of a larger size, so I fit a 34C or sometimes a 32D depending on the situation. And then with non-padded bras, I can get away with a large B cup, so like 34B, depending on the bra once again. So my size kind of varies in different things, but on average I'm about a 34C. Next question is, because you got it done in South Korea, was it hard because you didn't speak Korean fluently, or did they have a translator there to help with questions? For me, I actually had a really good friend from Korea who came with me through the whole thing, and she acted as my translator because she knew exactly what I wanted and could communicate it well for me. But at the clinic I went to, they did have a staff member who was fluent in English and Korean and was there to help international customers or clients get the results that they wanted. Otherwise, at the time of my surgery, the clinic didn't really have a full staff that could help with that, so no one to really answer the phones. They just had the one staff member to help with that. So for me, I didn't have any issues since I had the friend and the one staff member, but I think now they have a full translating team because they even have an English version of the website. I'll link it down below so you guys can check it out, just in case you're curious. So nope, there was no communication issues or anything like that. I was able to get exactly what I wanted with ease, and it was fairly stress-free. And the last question is, are they heavy? Like, do you feel any strain on your back at all, or in the size and weight just feel and does the size or weight just feel comfortable for you? Also, for exercise, running, jogging, is it more difficult for you? Like I said before, I didn't really notice any difference in weight. I don't have any pulling down on my shoulders, but I do have to try to focus on keeping a good posture because when I work at my desk, I naturally tend to hunch over. So I'm not too sure if that's actually related to my breasts or not, or it's just my lazy back, because honestly, I haven't worked out my back in a million years. So there's pretty much no muscle definition there. But otherwise, it's not something I've actually noticed or thought of at all, so there hasn't really been any complications there. For running and jogging, which are things that I have been doing, there's been nothing difficult about that for me, which is probably because I kind of went with a natural size. I didn't go to like a D cup or an F cup, say. I just stuck with a natural full C, so it's not something that is really massive for my body type. And it might also be because this breast size suits my body frame, because before I felt very unproportionate, but I feel like everything kind of matches now to my body type. So I think I just naturally have a frame that suits a C cup, so there's no issues there with weight or discomfort or issues with physical activity. Okay guys, so that is everything. Those were all the questions that I received on my Instagram posting about the surgery Q&A. I hope these questions were helpful to anyone who was curious about them or was having second thoughts on getting any kind of breast augmentation surgery. Like I said, if you guys want to see my 1-year update video that will be coming out in a month or so, then make sure you subscribe to my channel, because I for sure plan to do that video, since I want to share with you guys all the complications I may have had while I was waiting for the 1-year time to approach. So definitely subscribe if you want to see that video. Comment down below if you have any additional questions or if you enjoyed this video, and make sure to hit that like button, and I will see you guys next time. Bye! Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm going to be doing an updated eyebrow routine video, just because I realized I haven't done an eyebrow routine video in like 2 years probably, which is a crazy long time for not doing an eyebrow routine video. I mean, in my tutorials, I do generally do my eyebrow. Good morning. So I had breakfast already and my coffee. There was a spider incident in our house today, which was terrifying, so I had to kill that with a box, and then Kim managed the box after. She got rid of it because the squish spider was on it. It was like this big and it was like crawling on the floor. I was like, no!